Hey guys, I'm Michelle. Welcome to Diaz on Deck Travel. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you'll hit the like and subscribe button to help me grow the channel and continue to bring you cruise news. And if you're returning to my channel, welcome back. It's always great to see you. Well, today I wanted to share with you a little recap of the top stories that happened this past week in cruise news. And that is the week ending April 15th, 2026. So I want to tell you about gratuities, and I know you're so sick of hearing about gratuities because we have just beat that subject over the head for I don't even know how many years. But the last cruise line that hadn't raised its gratuities finally did, and that's MSC. If you're in the MSC Yacht Club, your gratuities are now $23 per person per day. And if you're in anything below that, it is $17 per person per day. It was just a matter of time before they raised up and did what everyone else was doing. So MSC, they still have great cruise prices, but the gratuities have increased. Now, I want to tell you about what is going on in Europe. And Europe is saying that they have about a 6-week projected reserve of fuel. And the reason they are saying that they are concerned is because they get 75% of their jet fuel directly from the Middle East. And technically, the Straits of Hormuz is still essentially closed. However, we are already seeing an increase in airfares, and we are possibly looking at, come June, a lot of cancellations within small European airports. I will keep you in the loop and make sure I keep you up to date on what's going on with that. Now, there is one good piece of good news coming out of the Strait of Hormuz, and that is the Celestial Discovery. After being stranded there for 2 months, she has made her way through safely and will continue on with her European journeys that she projected having to cancel through May. So, with everything that's going on in the world, I cannot stress this enough to you as a travel agent and as a consumer and traveler myself. Travel insurance is so important. And you could get your policy through your cruise ship, or you could buy a policy directly outright, whether it's per cruise or per the year. It's so essential to have, because when an event like this happens and you have cancel for any reason insurance, you are covered. Okay, so on to the next subject. Well, it has been a really busy week of booking Alaska cruises, and Alaska is expecting 2 million cruisers to come to Alaska this summer, 2026. And I've booked way into the 2027 season for Alaska. So if you're interested in Alaska, it's one of your bucket list trips. Let's do an early booking. You're going to get such a much better price. But I did want to tell you that now you have 2 other cruise lines to choose from who've joined the Alaska game, and that is MSC and Virgin. So you have a wide variety of ships to pick from and cruise lines to pick from. And of course, with Alaska being a bucket list trip, you want to see the beautiful scenery and the glaciers and all the wildlife. And you will probably see all of that regardless on what ship you pick. However, if the ship is important to you, either have your travel agent or you yourself investigate what ship offers the activities that you're interested in, and is that the vibe you are looking for. So very important. Consult your travel agent or do the research yourself. Well, the last story is the big one, and it is the one that has caused anger, surprise, and excitement. And I gotta tell you, I'm not really surprised, but I will tell you about the anger and the excitement. So people are angry, and they are angry because Royal Caribbean's Legend of the Seas will be debuting in November 2026 on November 11th out of the United States, Fort Lauderdale. However, because Royal Caribbean always finishes everything early, they added a 3-night showcase, which is November 8th. So people are angry because They were told November 11th was the inaugural cruise, but guys, they're gonna treat both itineraries as inaugural cruises because they know that people wanted to celebrate the inaugural cruise. So if you are on the November 11th and you want to switch to the November 8th, Royal Caribbean will work with you, and to make those changes, there'll be no change fees. And here's the exciting part. What if you were not able to go on the November 11th? Well, there's an opportunity. Maybe you could go on this shorter cruise. So a lot of people are excited about that. They might actually get an opportunity to do an inaugural cruise and a little bit shorter. Maybe their vacation didn't allow for it. However, what I think is exciting is if you were on the November 11th and you wanted to do a back-to-back, this is a perfect opportunity. Add that 3-day itinerary, and now you have a back-to-back. And you know, I gotta say, having sailed on Star of the Seas over the past summer, guys, I ran around that ship trying to get as much video coverage and do everything and experience everything to bring it back for you. And I gotta tell you, 7 nights was not enough. I definitely need to return and spend a little bit more time exploring the ship and experiencing the ship. But what do you guys think? When you go on an Icon class ship, do you think 7 days is enough? I would love to know your comments and opinions. Please share those with me. And, you know, surprise? Well, I'm not surprised, are you? They finished Star of the Seas early. They finished the Royal Beach Club in Nassau early. I'm sure they're gonna finish the Perfect Day Mexico early. And I'm sure even the Hero will be done early. And you know, one of the things I like about Royal Caribbean is that they over-project their finish date. And you know, I know it's inconvenient and it, you know, angers a lot of people, but I think I would rather be early than have my whole trip pushed back. It's an additional trip. It's not a replacement trip. So what do you guys think about that? Do you like that they finished their projects early, or is it just too frustrating for you? Well, I look forward to seeing you on deck, and I hope you guys get yourself on one of those legend sailings because it will be legendary.